All right. Hello, everyone. This is Sir Francis Friend. We're back looking at some news, and we've got two articles or two topics that we're going to be paying attention to today. And so we'll just get right into it with our first one. Is if you haven't heard, Paul Gosar, a week, 2 weeks ago, something around there, he posted a meme on his Twitter account that was the Attack on Titan intro, but it was him animated into it. And this caused a whole bunch of drama because it showed him attacking the Titans, which had AOC's face on it and Joe Biden's face on it, superimposed onto them. And so lots of outrage that he was trying to kill these poor politicians that don't deserve anything that's coming to them. And so if you haven't seen it, we'll watch just a little smidget. I can't have the volume on because I believe playing the music would just get this video taken right off the internet real quick. So we'll just play a tiny little smidget here without the music, and so you can see this was the part that caused all the controversy. So here we have Paul Gosar running towards AOC, stabs a Titan in the back. It's a meme, right? And then you have the Border Patrol. So it's obviously just a meme, not meant to be taken seriously. Here we have Gosar going after Joe Biden. So obviously this isn't a call to violence. It's a meme. It's meant to get the kids excited. And it seemed like it did. I saw some threads on 4chan when it first came out, and the response there seemed to be about 50-50 with people that thought it was pretty based and people that didn't really like it that much because they thought it was kind of like Gosar saying like, hello, my fellow kids, like trying to appear young. But I thought it was good, and the people on Twitter that responded to it all seemed to really like it. It seemed like it was a big success. And so here we have on the Daily Stormer, Andrew Anglin's article, Congressman removed from committees for posting anime video. And yes, you heard that title right. Paul Gosar got censored and got removed, stripped from his committees because of this meme that was posted to his Twitter account. And I laugh, but this isn't funny. This is very serious. And I chose this article specifically because I like the way Andrew Anglin worded this. The system has completely failed. If someone good gets elected, they will censor them for posting an anime video on the internet. Paul Gosar, who is an actual America First patriot, was removed from all of his committees for posting an anime parody video on the internet. This happened in real life. And then the article just kind of gives a little bit of a breakdown from various Twitter threads from there. But we don't really need to read in that. You can come to the conclusions yourself. This is ridiculous, right? All these Democrats that voted for it, they didn't think this was a call to violence, and they really didn't think this was disgusting. They saw this as a power grab. And as we know, Democrats, they see politics as a blood sport. And frankly, that's what politics is. And Republicans are slowly starting to wake up, especially with Trumpism, that politics is a blood sport and needs to be treated as such. It's not fair, and you shouldn't play fair. So if you're looking at it from the Democrats' point of view, it makes sense. But that doesn't mean that we don't call them out. You have to call them out and say this is a load of it. And stand up for Paul Gosar, right? Send him some money if you have money to his campaign. Because really, look up everything he's done for yourselves. He's done a whole bunch. He's very active. And he's on our side. He's truly one of our guys. Yeah, big Trump supporter as well, as with all these good people. And we'll get into that in a minute as well. And so we're also going to look at an article here from the New York Post. And this is over the same thing. Paul Gosar censored by House Democrats, stripped of committee assignments over AOC video. Representative Paul Gosar was censored by House Democrats and stripped of his committee assignments on Wednesday, 10 days after tweeting a video depicting himself as an anime character assassinating progressive New York Representative AOC and attacking President Biden. Now, if you can read this and you can keep a straight face, I don't think there's any help for you. He depicted himself as an anime character assassinating AOC and President Biden. This is the most ridiculous thing ever, and people are supposed to be taking this seriously, like this is a real crime. And so we go down. Gosar, age 62, came under fire after tweeting the 90-second clip on November 7th showing a character with his face going after the high-profile Democrats with a sword. Top Democrats have accused Gosar of fomenting violence against his colleagues, with some suggesting it may have been a criminal act. And so if you just read this and you don't see the video, it sounds really bad, right? Oh my goodness, Paul Gosar going out with a sword. But we saw the video. It was an anime, right? A Japanese cartoon with his face superimposed on the main character. It was obviously a joke. And what gets me even more, like these boomers that write this article, they post some screenshots from the video. We see this, and the response they're expecting you to show is horror. How scary is this? AOC's face superimposed on this ginormous Titan, and then Paul Gosar's face superimposed onto the anime character. Are you kidding me? This is where we've gotten in America. And really, as Andrew Anglin said on the Daily Stormer, is showing the system's failed. But we can see here more of this clown world. During a closed-door conference meeting on Tuesday morning, Gosar explained to the GOP colleagues and argued that it could be used to broaden their outreach to voters, according to sources in the room. So you have these Paul Gosar probably having to explain what anime is and how it's hip with the youths, right? And trying to make his fellow Republicans feel better. But you have to remember, his fellow Republicans are not on our side. 99% of them, really, of these Republicans, they're evil. They're not on our side. They actively hate us being white men, white people in general, frankly, especially straight white men, right? So, I mean, there's not much more you can say about this. Draw the conclusions yourself. It's just clown world, man. I don't even know. Like, it's such a black pill seeing stuff like this. But I try to give a little bit of insight outside of what the articles say. And so here's what I thought about when I was reading about this, is that you really need to be careful what you're putting online, guys. I know this is like boomer tips that we're sending here, guys. This is like what you're learning in tech class, right, throughout grade school or whatever. But you really do need to be careful with what you're putting onto the internet. As you can see here, just posting an anime meme gets someone censored in Congress, stripped of all their committees. And if you think it's just going to stop there, I think you're sorely mistaken. I think very, very mistaken. It's going to get worse. And I guess this is a depressing episode here, but it really is. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. And I didn't pull up any articles for this because I didn't want this video to be too long, but you can also look at the Charlottesville court case that's going on right now with the Unite the Right rally, guys, the Seville rally. And the prosecution there was bringing up Discord messages of people joking about the Jews or joking about gassing Jews or whatever, which, sir, you can say the jokes were in bad taste, but they were clearly jokes. But in court, they're brought up as if they weren't jokes. And who knows how that case is going to go. Hopefully the guys there are fine, Cantwell and the boys. But just be careful. If you have old stuff on Twitter that you put on, delete them now if there's anything that could get you in trouble. Frankly, just don't use Discord. If you're using Discord, what the heck are you doing? I'm judging you a little bit. But, just be careful on the internet. Anyways, I won't hammer that point too much because I'm sure you guys get the idea. But with our second article here that we're going to be talking about, it's with Youngkin, who won the governor race in Virginia just a few weeks back. And he just announced, here as we can see here on the National File, this article is by Andrew White, and he titles it, Youngkin will allow Virginia counties, cities, and kindergarten through 12th grade public schools to mandate COVID-19 vaccines and masks. And, the reason that Youngkin won his race in Virginia was because of school issues, right? Virginia is the state where you had the tranny rape the girl, a 12 or 13-year-old girl in a bathroom. He went into the girl's bathroom. He was a man who says he's a woman, went into the girl's bathroom and raped a girl in there. And then also you have, of course, the hot button topic, the vaccines and masks. And so the reason he won is because he was running on fixing the schools, and that's what parents wanted. And so all these parents went out and voted for him, and he betrays them. He betrayed the people that voted for him. Immediately, he betrayed them. So let's read just a little bit further here. We have what I really wanted to read. While Youngkin insists that he will not mandate masks or vaccines, he is not going to block localities and K-12 public schools from implementing them on their own, breaking away from actions taken by other Republican governors who have attempted to block localities from implementing mandates in their respective states. And of course, this is talking about primarily Governor DeSantis of Florida. And so we have a quote from Youngkin here. Localities are going to have to make the decisions let me reread this. Localities are going to have to make decisions the way the law works, and that is going to be up to the individual decisions. But again, from the governor's office, you won't see mandates from me. So it's a cop out. He's saying, well, no, I'm not really mandating it. I'm not the one doing it. I'm just going to let the schools force your kids to get vaccinated. And I'm going to let the schools force your kids to wear masks, which is the parents voted to say no to this stuff. And so it's such a disaster. And the constituents in Virginia should be angry. And they should be going up, finding Youngkin, not being violent. Let me make that clear, not being violent, but he needs to be called out in person. People need to be lining up in front of his house. He needs to be called out on this. He betrayed everybody. And what this is a bigger picture of is after he won the election, we have Matt Walsh, who runs a podcast on the Daily Wire, the Matt Walsh Show. He's a self-proclaimed conservative Republican. He's really a grifter, and I try not to throw the word grifter around too much because it's thrown around a whole bunch, but it really is what he does. But he tweets this out: the new conservative movement is finally bigger than Trump. It cannot go back to revolving around him again. We will destroy all of this work and all of these gains if it does. It will all be for nothing if it reverts back to being merely a Trump fan club. And so what he's saying is that he wants Trumpism without Trump. That's kind of the saying that's been thrown around. Trumpism without Trump is what these so-called conservatives want. And of course, this was sent out before we found out what Youngkin has been wanting to do, or what he said he's going to be doing. And so this is your example. This is your prime example of Trumpism without Trump, right? So this is the guy, he didn't disavow Trump, but he tried not to associate too much with Trump because he thought that it would improve his chances of winning. And this is what you get from these guys that don't support Trump. And you can say what you want about President Trump. You can call him, Zion Don, or you can say that his presidency was ineffective, which I would agree with. But you have to look at who are the people that's supporting Trump still. It's all the people that are, like, air quotes, as good as you can get in Congress, right? So you have like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar, someone like Laura Loomer, who's not in Congress right now, but has a very good chance of winning to get in. People like that, Lauren Witzke, who didn't win her election in Delaware the last election cycle. But again, these people that support Trump, these are the people that they're the good guys, right? They're the guys that are on our side. They're voting for, or they're advocating for what we want. They're pro-white. That does not mean anti-other races. It just means that they don't hate white people like the rest of the Republican Party does. And these guys that try to distance themselves from Trump or believe in Trumpism without Trump, this is what you get. You get a disaster. You get lies, as is usual from the Republican Party. You get lies and grifting. Just give me more money and we'll make everything better, right? So I'm sorry this is a little bit of a black pill this episode. Not a lot of good news coming out. The Rittenhouse case right now, as of right now, isn't over. But we're on, day 3 of the deliberations. And each day that goes by, it's going to get worse and worse looking for Kyle Rittenhouse. But we're not going to talk about that too much. That's not the article we wanted to talk about today. All right. Well, anyways, guys, I thank you for watching. Again, sorry it's a little bit of a black pill, but that's the way politics are. And I'd like to have a final point here that Thanksgiving is coming up. So I'm assuming everyone watching is Americans here. You're going out to eat Thanksgiving with your family, if you have family that's close or that's nearby or whatever. And so try to get off the internet during Thanksgiving, guys, even if it's just one day. Put away the politics, put away the internet. Don't go on 4chan. Let it be like a detox. Right, 4chan's still going to be there when you come back, because if you're like me, at least, you stress out a lot about politics. Politics kind of runs all of your free time, reading articles and watching live streams and such. So just take these couple days. For me, I'm going to try to go several days off, not just one. No internet, read some books, read your Bible, just let yourself relax a little bit. Politics is still going to be there, I promise, when you get back, and it's going to be just as bad as we left it. So that's my advice to you guys. Take a break, take some deep breaths. And hey, I thank you for watching. My last video got more support than I thought I would get at all. I was thinking I would get about 5 views, and I was going to be very happy with that. And it's up to a little bit over 200. And so it's very cool to see people watching. And I thank you for watching this one as well, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you stay tuned for more. I plan on making some more. Not next week, though. I'm detoxing, as you guys should too. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.